Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And let's go to Iowa.
Yeah, we have Congressman Zach Nunn. Congressman, it's great to have you here. First, let's get to President Obama, who's been making a lot of comments of late about Iran. Your thoughts about the former president weighing in?
Well, hey, guys, first, thanks for having me on. I'm in the heart of the heartland in Iowa right now. Not only talking to Iowans across the district, but I'm hearing a lot on what is happening in Iran. And I will let you know, as a combat aviator, somebody who's flown hundreds of combat hours in the Persian Gulf, we faced off against the Iranians. I know this is not a conflict that's arisen in the last 4 months. This is a conflict that is the reflection of 47 years of terrorism held by Iran. Presidents have tried, presidents have failed, and they haven't been able to get a disarmed Iran or an Iran that is willing to give up its support for terrorism. It still remains one of the number one sponsors in the world. And President Obama wants to waltz into this conversation, and with all due respect, he was the one that handed them pallets full of cash that they built their nuclear program upon, that they funded the terrorism that keeps Hezbollah and the Houthis and Hamas firing at Israel and threatening the United States. And it was really President Obama, through a failed plan of, verification, who now is saying, hey, we didn't go far enough. Well, here's what I do know. As a military commander, I saw President Trump take decisive action last summer with Operation Midnight Hammer that eviscerated Iran's ability to be a threat to the world with its nuclear aims. I also saw the U.S. and Israel working hand in glove to eliminate the Ayatollah, who continued to plot terrorist activities even while under restriction. And under President Trump's leadership, and with the support of many of us in Congress, myself included, we are now at a point where we can start to have a conversation on keeping Iran non-nuclear, non-enabled with terrorism, and opening up the Strait of Hormuz. So I would say this has moved a lot farther than what President Obama could have hoped for in his wildest dreams. And now we're actually only looking at, talking about sanctions relief as a carrot if Iran is willing to come back to the table. And the president still holds, President Trump, a very big stick if they decide to go back on their word. Am I going to tell you that there's a solution on the table with this MOU? No, there's more work to be done. But this MOU between the U.S. and Iran is a starting point. We should take it seriously.
Yeah, and at least, look, I to your point, and I've said this to also Congressman, this is Rita Cosby, that to me, I'm happy the president had the courage and the guts to go in and, decimate Iran. He's done an unbelievable damage, which the regime well deserved. And he has really impacted them militarily. I mean, we have squeezed them. And that's more than I think so many presidents combined previously have ever even thought about doing. So you're right. That's an incredible moment. And you're right. It is a talking point. We'll see where it goes. And I hate to see the former president with this criticism. Before we let you go, Congressman, let's ask about FISA. What's the deal with FISA? Where is that going?
Well, let's be very clear here. Just this week, we had a great fight night in America with the UFC on the South Lawn of the White House. I watched it. I thought this was fantastic. This is what it means on America's 250th birthday. We also have, the World Cup coming to America, 11 great games across, the entire United States. But we also have one of the largest windows here where we need the utmost protection on national security. And I'll make no bones about it. I'm a counterintelligence officer. I've served for decades on the intelligence front line, and I am talking to my brothers and sisters out there who are on the front line trying to do the right thing. But for that UFC fight, we saw the reality here with the Federal Bureau of Investigation being able to crack an operation of folks who used a, social media platform through a telecommunications vendor. And these folks were intent on killing President Trump, on creating a mass casualty event with a drone strike. They were going to pre-position snipers when first responders came. This entire cabal was caught, captured, and cracked by the fact that we had a mom who did the right thing and an intelligence apparatus that functioned to protect the American people. I have led on, reforming what we call FISA, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, because we don't want it spying on Americans. We want a warrant process in place to keep American civil liberties safe. But what we also want is we don't want to afford Fourth Amendment privacy rights to foreign terrorists operating overseas. And what happened this past week in Washington was that a large number of Democrats fought with the president. They wanted somebody else to be in charge of D&I. But most importantly, they put their own political interests ahead of the nation's security. And instead of looking at reforms, they just shut down the entire intelligence collection apparatus, not only for groups like FBI and CIA and military intelligence. They turned the keys off and went dark, the first time in U.S. history, for our telecommunications partners to be able to share that information. Thank God FBI found out about this attack plan on June 10th versus on June 16th, because it would have been a very different story on how we could have tracked these individuals down. I want us to have a FISA system that respects warrants, respects Americans' privacy.
Yeah, I think, by the way, I think, Congressman, a lot of people agree with that. We have also, we have somebody here with us.
Zach, it's Nicole Maliotakis, your great colleague from New York City. How are you?
I love you, Nicole. Nicole helped us out with the Puppy Protection Act. I'm out in Iowa, Nicole. We're fighting to end puppy mills, and Nicole has been a strong leader for New York. And here in Iowa...
Oh, good. That's an important one. Right. Bravo.
I just want to say, for all my New Yorkers who are foodies, if you have not been to the Iowa State Fair...
Oh, yeah.
Zach Nunn took me to the Iowa State Fair, and it was fantastic. I mean...
The corn dogs.
Well, they had a lobster roll corn dog, a lobster tail corn dog, and on top of that, that deep-fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's amazing. You guys got to go.
Oh, my God. It's addicting. Zach, thank you very much, Congressman. It's great to have you here.
Guys, great to be with you. Nicole, keep up the great work for New York. Talk to you soon, friends.
Thank you so much.